What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of NinjaCast. We've been gone for a while because no one cares about NinjaCast, but it's one of those things where as soon as you stop doing it, everybody comes back and they're like, oh, why don't you do NinjaCast again? But when I'm fucking doing it, it's nothing but people who don't want to watch, which is great. It's the story of my life, really, in a nutshell, that, oh shit, this is bad, this is boring, no one watches it, it's dumb, get the fuck out of here. And then I suddenly stop and focus my shit on like other things, like skateboarding, and then people say, oh, bring NinjaCast back! Bring NinjaCast back! We miss you! We miss you! Tee-hee! But we are back, and part of the reason we're back is because I got a new modem. So maybe, just maybe, we can get through an episode without any problems. Although, every time you guys see me lean to the side, that means I'm scrolling down to read the chat. For some reason, YouNow, which is what we are currently streaming on, does not allow me to read the chat. It doesn't want its viewers to be happy, which is good. Perfect. Very probably simple thing that some coding expert could fix, but he refuses to fix it. Good. Good. I'm glad you guys want to make this a positive experience for all of us. Today I got a couple of stories, a couple of topics. Number one, baby Scumbag is on everybody's mind. Everybody's talking about it. I'm also, probably before this gets uploaded, if this gets uploaded, there will be a video of my thoughts on baby Scumbag, and it will probably reflect what I'm about to say today. We're also going to maybe talk a little bit about Skater of the Year. We'll talk about dates. Been going on dates lately. Maybe give you guys some dating advice, although, maybe I could learn something from you guys. And then we'll talk about the new Cake Muscle Rider / Flow Rider / whatever we want to call it. I gave this guy a skateboard. He sent me footage, and everything is going very smooth. And you guys will probably see that also tomorrow. We've been uploading like twice a day this whole week. And although it's kind of not necessarily high quality content, it is watchable and like I always say, if you don't want to watch the shit, then just turn it off. I went to a comedy show last night, and this guy was like, how is bullying real online? And it was part of a big, long joke, and I don't want to steal this joke, but it was something along the lines of, internet bullying? Like, can't you just go to another website? Yes, you can, but everybody on the fucking internet wants to be a victim of something, so they won't just turn the page. They won't just go to another channel. They're going to sit there and cry in the comments. So, let's start with our first topic, baby Scumbag. But first, let's shout out everybody I see in the chat. Steez303, Alternative G3, Anthony Sapero, Alec Rickner. Thanks for donating in the past. Vincent C, Eric M, Skater Dylan, Thomas R, Dave Hess J, and of course, Duty 74. You guys come up with some crazy names. Some people on YouNow, their name is normal. Like, I get like a John Smith, and then I'll get some shit that's like Duty. John Smith and Duty and Gazelle Flip. So, who knows anymore. Scumbag. Now, Doug made a point earlier on social media. Is it really that ironic that a guy whose name is Scumbag is now being accused of being a scumbag? On top of that, how surprising is it that this guy's claim to fame was like kind of like creeping chicks out and being weird to chicks and kind of going off his little pseudo fame and his cute face and shit? How surprising is it that now that's gotten him into trouble? If you don't know, the story is that baby Scumbag, Steven Fernandez, well-known, number one on YouTube for, his little pranks and shit, little viral videos. He's also on DGK. He's a skateboarder. If you call him that, a lot of people defend Steven Fernandez. Every time that I say some shit about him, they say, he's fucking better than you. He's good for a little kid. He's great. And I said from the very fucking beginning that this kid didn't have that much talent. Cool. He skates. He's all right at skating. That's it. The end. Should he be on DGK with his own fucking clothing company? I don't know. Good for him. Make your money. But now, fast forward a couple years, this motherfucker was charged with committing lewd acts with a 12-year-old girl. And I'm down for controversy. I'm down to talk shit. I'm down to make jokes. I mean, I make jokes about everything. We got the Scooters Are Gay deck right there. Half my humor is made to be offensive, right? But this is one thing that kind of is it's kind of like over the line for me to try to make a joke about and to try to offend people, because it's a really fucked up situation, right? This motherfucker has a little bit of money. He's probably sitting on a little bit of money, has, you know, his friends, has a cool thing going for himself, but he's willing to fucking be gross enough to go after a fucking 12-year-old girl. And I get it. The kid is what? I don't know how old he is, 16, 17, 18. So it's like kind of in that age range, but you're 16, 17, 18. You got all this good shit going for you. Why don't you just go for a fucking 18-year-old girl or a girl your own fucking age? And the thought process here is that he just chooses to do this dirtbag shit. And he also got locked up with his manager, whom I don't know anything about. And what will surprise a lot of you guys, he got locked up with Keelan Dad, DGK Pro. So, oh, thank you guys in the chat. He's 15 years old. 15 going after a 12-year-old. This 15-year-old kid could probably be pulling 17-year-olds if he really wanted to. He's got, you know, this shit going for him. But the whole thing is it's really gross, okay? And I got no fucking sympathy for these motherfuckers. You know, if they get locked up and we never see them skate again, too bad, man. Charge it to the game. Sorry that happened, you know, whatever. But I also want to make this point, okay? And I feel like this is the voice of reason coming out of, you know, this is Ninja's voice of reason. And it's this. When the media gets involved in this shit, you don't always get the facts. Okay, you don't always get all the details, especially since for the media, it's more valuable to fucking hang these guys out to dry and make them look like evil fucking child predators. It's more lucrative for the media to do that than to actually look at the facts, okay? We don't know all the facts yet. I don't personally know Steven Fernandez. I don't personally know Keelan Dad. You know, I don't know whatever chick they tried to fuck with. Which, by the way, they're investigating more chicks. So this could fucking get really deep. This could be like a really, really crazy issue. But we don't have all the facts. And in the video I'm going to upload tomorrow, I make the same point. Mike Tyson went to prison for raping a chick that he never raped. And it's solely because of the media. You know what I mean? They made this motherfucker look so bad, and they went off his bad boy, like tough guy, piece of shit image, which is exactly what's going to happen with Baby Scumbag. They're going to say, oh, this kid is preying on little girls, and then they're going to say, like, oh, well, look at his YouTube videos. He's a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit, and he's always going to be a piece of shit. And it's important for me to tell you guys, don't jump on this train, this hate train just yet. Okay? Always remember that this shit is alleged. But from what I've read, they're going through this motherfucker's text messages, and he's already snitching on himself. So that's, I don't know, man. That's a cold game. It's a very cold game. What is your guys' thoughts on this? All I see is people just typing random shit that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But I don't want to be the guy that helps feed into this fuck Baby Scumbag parade, you know? Unless he really did this shit. Then I hope he gets ass fucked in prison, man, or whatever the fuck he goes. I guess being a kid, he's probably not going to get in no real trouble. But 12 years old, I mean, you fuck with a kid like that, you're gonna be cut off from a lot of things real quick, you know? I don't think this motherfucker's probably never gonna get a good job, which, I mean, good if you're out here preying on these kids. But I guess the whole sort of like defense that this kid's gonna use, which he did make one preliminary statement, or I guess his attorney did, or something along the lines of, you know, it's just like it's just a 15-year-old kid. He's being influenced by the people around him. It's actually Keelan Dad and this other guy that fucking put him up to this. they've been polluting his brain. He's just a kid. He can't think for himself. Poor him. He is actually the victim. And they're going to do this shit, and they're going to try to make him look like a victim. But if they go through these text messages, and this motherfucker really is typing the outlandish shit that we're semi-reading about in the articles, then fuck that shit, man. He's old enough to go on YouTube and become a star. He's old enough to figure out, to talk to these bitches and make entertaining YouTube videos. So he's for sure old enough to know the difference between, exploiting a 12-year-old fucking girl. So that's my opinion, man. Let me put it like this, man. If I had this sort of like pseudo success as Baby Scumbag, if I had my own company and motherfuckers were selling my shit in Zoomies and I was making these fucking $10,000, $20,000 checks a month off whatever, and I don't know if this is true, okay, but let's logically say that this could be true. If I'm making all this fucking cash and I'm doing this fucking well, then what in the fuck am I doing prowling high schools for little girls? What the fuck am I doing? Why would I be doing that? I'd rather go pay for pussy than have to go down and fuck with a little girl. I'd rather pay for pussy. You heard it here first. He'd be in less trouble. It'd be a cool story if this motherfucker got caught, with some hookers and coke. That'd be a cool story for Baby Scumbag. Much better than Scumbag the child molester, Fucking chomo ass pussy boy. So, I don't know. Everyone's saying, wait, the story's real? I thought it was fake. I read it on like a ABC website, and I read it on like the New York Times or something. So if it is fake, they're going all out to make the story fake. But why would you make a fake story about this? You know what? I guess it could be possible that somebody else is making a story, but I don't know, man. I don't think it would be fake. There's nothing positive to come from it. They say like all publicity is good publicity. How the fuck does that catchphrase go? No publicity. You know how the fuck it is. Even bad shit is good for you, but not this. This is not good for you on any level. This is not good for you on any level. Being accused of being a fucking child molester. That shit's fade on sight across the world. You know what I mean? Like this motherfucker is from Compton. He's not even gonna be able to walk down the street. That shit'll never happen. All his friends are probably jumping ship, which is good, man. I think about what I would do if I had a friend who went in for some shit like that, and it actually makes me think of someone who I did know and I was pretty close with. Okay, a little subject change here. I had a friend who I skated with quite a bit who is currently in prison for the exact same thing. He was 21 and he fucked like a 16-year-old chick while drunk. Got his fucking ass beat before going to prison. And it sucks, man. It sucks. He was drunk, made a bad decision. I know the guy personally. But on that same thing, it's kind of like, hey, dude, that's way across the line, man. So that I haven't spoke to him since. You get no fucking letters from me. Justin Fig goes to prison for a year for drugs and stealing and things like that. Good, man. I'm writing letters. I'm supporting him, I'm fucking, taking care of his social media. But the acquaintance that I had that went in for this child molesting style shit, fuck that, man. I'm sorry. I got to cut you off, and I think Steven fucking Fernandez deserves all that shit too. He deserves to be cut off. I hope that motherfucker don't have no friends no more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I try to be sort of non-biased with this shit. So again, I'm not trying to jump on this big train of, fuck that dude, he's a piece of shit. But I will say this. If this shit turns out to be true and the media is not exaggerating it, then fuck that dude, he's a piece of shit. Fair enough? Fair enough. Give me a like. Give me a like on this video if you agree. Anyways, I do want to take this time to answer a couple of you guys' questions. Oh, man. It's not molesting if she agrees with it. I disagree with that. A kid is a kid. That's the bottom line. A kid is a fucking kid. So fuck you if you want to play that fucking game. How do you start a company? A lot of people ask me, how do you do this style questions? And my answer is almost always the same. By doing it. Okay, you want to start a company? start doing it. Just do it. Just fucking make some shit and start selling it. You can worry about the details as you go. How do you kickflip? Well, get started learning kickflip. Get on a fucking skateboard and start trying kickflip. That's how you do it. How do I create a YouTube channel? Well, sign up, start uploading videos, and then you've done it. Next thing you know, by the end of a couple years, you have a YouTube channel that may or may not be doing well. How to fucking do anything, you know, especially things like this. Think about it, sit down, get a plan together, and then fucking get moving. Okay, there's nothing I can do to motivate you guys. Most of it is just motivation, right? If you want to achieve anything, you just gotta fucking get started and get moving. You know, people always like to ask me this shit, okay? I get this a lot. I'm trying to learn, insert trick, heel flip. I'm trying to learn heel flip, and my right foot never lands on it. And they want me to fucking dissect their life? Well, guess what? If your right foot never lands on it, then next time you try it, make your right foot land on it. If your right foot is always behind you, then maybe do this. Put the fucking foot a little bit different, you know? I can't just, if everything was that easy to where I could just go, oh, you start a company by doing this, and then it's created. If everything was that easy, then there would not be nothing to fucking ever do. Everyone would be super successful. But to do anything in life, step one is to get started, right? Right. Give me a like if you agree with that shit. I'm out here spitting knowledge. I'm out here dropping bars. I'm out here dropping wisdom. Oh man. Let's really quickly talk about Skater of the Year. What are you guys' thoughts on Skater of the Year? I know a lot of people watched my video, and there's a lot of people that I don't know if they're trend followers or if they really like Anthony Van Engelen, but a lot of people disagree with me. I don't believe that he deserved to be Skater of the Year unless Skater of the Year now means Hall of Fame, and a lot of people like really disagreed with me. And people right here, Anthony deserves it. A lot of butthurt people. Luan, Chris Jocelyn, Carlos Ribierto. Ave earned it. I'm going to make the same argument. There's a lot of people right now, today, right now, in this chat, watching this video, who don't know anything about Anthony Van Engelen. So my argument is this. If he killed it this year, if he really had such a great year, then why the fuck are there people that don't know who he is? They didn't just ignore him. No one watches great skaters and goes, I'm just gonna block him out forever. No, it's because he didn't fucking stand out. To me, he didn't stand out. You know, it is all opinion. It is all opinion. But I don't know. If anything, yeah, the guys that you guys are listing right now, fucking Chris Jocelyn had a great year, a lot of video parts. Luan did great. I think he also competed well, right? Shane, you know, Shane would have got my vote. If I was placing a vote, I probably would have voted Shane. I don't know. It's just one of them things where if on my website I did a poll and had Skater of the Year vote, Anthony Van Engelen would be in the bottom 5. I truly believe that, and I'm not fucking being a hater or being biased. I truly believe that if on my website, you know, VegasSkating.com, if I did a vote now for Skater of the Year and I had 20 skaters and Anthony Van Engelen was on there, he would be in the bottom 5. And I'm not even exaggerating. I really believe that. Everyone says, but his propeller part. I seen it. It was cool. I learned that he can skate switch pretty good. He skates fast and he can jump high. Did I see anything that blew my mind? Not really. I couldn't even tell you one trick that I remember seeing except for a couple of really big gaps or really tall fucking ollies that ended up being sloppy where he landed and tail dragged and shit like that or toe dragged even. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and rip on the guy because I did give my opinion. If we're doing a Hall of Fame thing, this motherfucker has consistently ripped for a long time. You know, I remember him in these other videos. The DC video was fucking sick. I liked him in the DC video. Switch front crooked up this ledge was like the most insane thing I've ever seen because number one, switch front crook, very difficult trick. Number two, he was hauling ass. Number three, he switched front crook up this shit going so fast that he was still going up after he popped out. He was still moving upwards. So I'm not against him at all. I just don't think that this was his year. Fair enough? I mean, compared to, I mean, you know what we could do? We could do a big video premiere where we sit everybody down in your little local hometown. You watch everybody's best part from that year. And at the end of the day, no one's going to vote fucking Anthony Van Engelen. And I know it's not all about video parts. It's about, you know, it's about everything. But I don't know, man. A lot of people keep voting Chris Joslin. I don't know, man. I have yet to jump on the Chris Joslin bandwagon because for the same reason it took me a long time to jump on the Jaws bandwagon. You know, which, by the way, Jaws could have won Skater of the Year. That would have been fucking sick, too. I would have been down for that. I feel like he's really one-dimensional at this point. I mean, in reality, he's not. He does a lot of shit. But people were arguing that he had the best run and gun, and he did a couple of, like, really big, like, high-impact tricks. You know, he did a big tray flip. He did a big big spin. He did a big back 360. But as far as rails and ledges, he did one flip back tail, and then the kid literally did a back lip on a flat bar for his run and gun. Run and gun, when I've seen it, it's all fucking hammers. You watch some of these guys on run and gun, they're fucking killing it. You watch Chris Joslin, kind of, you know, really entertaining, really tough tricks, really crazy, but also really one-dimensional. Skater of the Year, debatable. I mean, he did come out with a lot of footage, and if you want to go from somebody who was relatively unknown to super fucking known in the course of 2 years, then that motherfucker should get some type of award for that. Like, I don't know, hardest working or something. I don't know. I know he came a long fucking way, and if you guys don't agree with that, then I don't know where the fuck you were. Or maybe, you know, maybe he's been out here killing it forever, and I just never seen him. You know, maybe he's pulling Anthony Van Engelen. You know, who knows? David's Rivera, longest trick ever taken to learn. What trick took me the longest to learn? As a kid, I always had a lot of problems with hard flips. And part of that was because I didn't take the time to change my technique until later in like my skate career or whatever. I never took the time to say, you know what, something's wrong with this hard flip. I should fix it. Because my hard flips were always kind of like, I could land them here and there. I could land a clean one here and there, but they didn't look right, and they weren't, for me, they weren't even being done right. So then later in my little fucking quest throughout skating, I switched my hard flip up. I switched my technique. You know, I switched my back foot placement. I switched, you know, the way that I kind of scooped the trick, and I worked on it a lot, and then eventually I had a really good hard flip. Although today my hard flip is it's kind of weak. I have a pretty weak hard flip right now, but that's nothing I couldn't fix in 5 days. You know, 5 days of just focusing on hard flips. I could come back to that, but definitely when I was a kid, hard flip was something very difficult for me to learn. And it's one of them tricks that's kind of like elusive, you know. It's not necessarily like you want to compare a hard flip to like a varial flip. You're learning varial flip. You know what to make the skateboard do. You need to have it turn, and you need to have it flip. So if it doesn't flip, then maybe you didn't flick it just right. So if it didn't turn, maybe you didn't shove it enough. Hard flip is a lot more. It's a lot more going on, in my opinion. A lot more things on your mind to think about as opposed to learning a varial flip. So that was a struggle I had as a kid. What about you guys? What tricks did you guys, or are you guys struggling with? There's a lot of tricks that are kind of straightforward, you know. For example, again, varial flip or even tray flip. You know, eventually you're going to get the tray flip. Eventually you're going to figure out the scoop. Eventually it's going to all come together. But some of these tricks are easier said than done. Also, inward heel. The ice pick struggles with 3 shoves. I also struggle with 3 shoves, but I've never in my life taken the time to try to learn it. But I have the worst 3 shove, and I've never in my life, I'll admit it to you guys, I've never in my life done an impossible. I'm sure I could go out and fucking learn it in a day, and if not, I could for sure learn like a switch one because my right foot is more dominant. But 3 shoves, man, I just don't understand it. The board always ends up upside down for me. I mean, to the point where I can't even big spin front board barely. I'd rather big flip front board than big spin front board. Back foot late flip, I'm also horrible at late flips. Frontside flips. Frontside flip is one that you'll for sure learn. Front big spins, that makes sense. I also have trouble with that. Pretty much everything that you guys named is also shit that I struggle with. I mean, all these tricks I could for sure do, but they either won't look good and they're for sure not consistent. Or it needs to be like, everything needs to be perfect, you know what I mean? I know if I'm trying to front big spin onto like a rail, like front big spin backboard, then I'll use a different technique than if I'm going to front big spin in a game of skate. Because if I'm going to front big spin in a game of skate, I don't care how it looks. I got to land that shit. So I'll pretty much front shove and then pivot the whole thing around. It looks ridiculous, but you know, there's a difference between trying to really get a trick down and then trying to just land it for the sake of landing it. Ninja, can I front heel regular? Yes, I do it in skate a lot. That's one of my go-to tricks. I also do it fakie, the same thing fakie. And I don't do it in a way that I could ever do it downstairs. I do it in a way that only works for flat ground, but I can do it pretty consistently. I can front heel pretty consistently. Nowhere near as good as I can switch front heel. If you gave me a 7 stair or an 8 stair, I probably could switch front heel in less than 10 tries. And if you gave me 50 to regular front heel, I might not even catch one. You know, I might not even catch one of those things. But, you know, everybody has their own techniques and their own way to sort of break down skating. Let's talk a little bit about cake muscle. By the way, guys, new cake muscle deck. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I've been rubbing it in your face all over Instagram and YouTube. A lot of people are not feeling the tie-dye, and I have the exact opposite fucking feeling. I love the tie-dye. I think it looks great. I'm not a fan of tie-dye. You know, I'm not a fan. I would never wear a tie-dye shirt, but I love how colorful this shit is. If you look at the boards we've done in the past, they've all been real. I don't want to say boring, but we've never done a deck like this, and it's really cool to see it. You know, because when I talked about it in one of the other videos, when I see like the Photoshop file or when they send me like the proofs or whatever, I look at it, I'm like, this looks great. You know, I really like it. You know, I'm confident that it'll sell and be cool. Then when I get it, I'm like, wow, this shit is fucking bright. It pops. The colors are fucking, you know, the colors look cool. All the lines are crisp. You know, it's a different feeling. But I sent a cake muscle deck to a guy named Israel Dominguez, I think was his name, and you guys will see footage of him tomorrow. And this is how this whole sponsorship / flow, this is how this whole interaction goes, okay? He submitted the video to me. I watched the video. I liked the video. I said, contact me on Facebook. Within a day or two, he contacted me on Facebook. I said, hey, I'm going to send you a deck. What's your address? He sent me the correct address. He didn't leave out his fucking zip code. He didn't say no dumb shit. He just gave me the address. I didn't send the board right that day. I was busy that week. The next week, I sent the board out. He sends me an email back. Got the board. We'll send you some footage in the next week. 3 days later, I get footage of him riding the board. I'm happy. I like the footage. And now I'm going to show you guys the footage. Look how fucking seamless. How seamless that whole fucking transaction was. There was no bullshit about, like, well, when are you going to upload the footage? When am I going to get my deck? You said you're going to give me a deck. Well, you know, is this good enough? Is this good enough? I'm only going to send you 2 clips right now. No. Everything I asked for, he fucking did it. He listened. He, you know, if he had a concern, he would have probably voiced it. Asked for your address, gave me the address like an adult, not some dumbass fucking kid who doesn't know his address. I got a fucking order the other day. An order for cake muscle. And this fucking dumb bitch, okay? I feel bad for these fucking single moms because I know half of them didn't fucking graduate high school. They don't know how to order some shit online, but I guarantee you they know how to, you know, they could do their fucking eye makeup fucking flawlessly, but this bitch doesn't know how to write her address on a fucking order form. This bitch wrote her address, all she put was a zip code. Only a zip code. And it's a United States zip code. So she lives somewhere in New York. Somewhere. You know what? I'll just send the board out there, drop it right in the fucking smack dab middle of New York, and I pray to God that she's there. No, I canceled the order. I said I can't send an order to someone who doesn't know where they live. I hope your fucking child I hope your child fucking gets an education, because this bitch clearly didn't have one. I don't know. I was upset with that shit. And then I sent the email. I was like, I need a full address. No response. But I know what's gonna happen. I'll tell you right the fuck now. I know exactly. I'm a fucking psychic. You can just call me Miss Cleo, the fucking psychic ninja. This is what's gonna happen. I refunded this bitch her money. I'm gonna get a fucking angry email saying, why didn't you fucking tell me? No. Why didn't you fucking take most of a piece of shit? Customer service fucking sucks. Your company is garbage, and I will never have my child riding your product again. ... And good day to you. Fuck you. I already know what's gonna happen. I already know that's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. It's gonna be some angry, stupid ass fucking mom telling me that I don't know how to run my business, when in reality this bitch doesn't know where she lives. I pray she doesn't get fucking kidnapped, because she'd never find her way home. I pray that her bus doesn't break down, because she would have to find her way home by like the way a dog does, by smelling and finding the scent on the fucking trail. Or it's just okay. I do this all the time. I ask myself, how are you alive? How did you make it this far, Mom? How did you make it? How did you make it to age fucking 30? How did you do it? How could you ever do it? How do you pay bills? How do you make money? Who gives you money? Where does the money come from? How does it happen? How is this possible? How are you not dead? How have you not walked in the middle of the street fucking staring at a cloud and gotten hit by a semi-truck making this world better? I don't know. There must not be a God, because he wouldn't allow these motherfuckers to live on earth and prosper. They shouldn't. They shouldn't be able to. Logically, these people, logically, they shouldn't be able to make it through life. How do they eat? What do they eat? Microwave. Microwave is far too confusing for a bitch who doesn't know where she lives. Far too confusing. How could she would never figure out a microscope. Ever. Microscope. Fucking microwave. Microwave. Motherfucker. Microwave. It would never happen. It would just never fucking happen. I don't understand it. I don't know. How do you live? How are you alive? How does she know that food and water keeps her alive? How does she know? How would you know? Instinct. Nature versus fucking nurture. I don't understand this shit. I don't understand these people. Fucking retarded. I pray to God I don't have a fucking child that grows up like that. I pray to God I never date a bitch that doesn't know where she lives. It's ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous. So, got in an argument the other day at the bar. Hope you like that segue into the new topic. I got in an argument the other day at the bar. Oh, I got two great bar stories. You know what? We're going to wrap this up in about 12, 13, 15, whatever, X amount of minutes. But I do want to share these two great bar stories with you. And I'm gonna save the argument one for a second, because I'm gonna fly off the fucking handle again with these fucking retarded chicks and how they live their lives. It's gonna be one big fucking loop back to what the fuck we were just talking about. I'm at a punk rock show. I like going to punk rock shows. Not a huge punk rock fan. Okay, I like hip hop, and as of late, I've liked this country sort of like pop, rap, country shit, whatever. I like it a lot, whatever. I didn't say I had good music taste. I just know what I like. So I'm at the punk rock show, and there's this one guy who always goes to the bar. It's a bar I go to a lot, and they never do shows. So whatever, these punk rock kids have convinced this bar to do a punk rock show, and all the locals of the bar. This is kind of like a really divey bar. Like it's a bar where there's going to be bar fights at least every 3 days. There's going to be like some sort of like barn burning fucking one-on-one fight in the back of the bar or whatever. So it's kind of like a shiesty kind of place, whatever. Perfect for me. I love the place. $2 PBRs, can't beat that. $2 PBR tall cans, can't beat that. So whatever. To get to the bathroom, you have to walk through the crowd, and there's a mosh pit going on, and there's this one motherfucker who always goes to the bar, and he's always sort of like, he kind of loses his cool more often than anyone else. You know, he's gotten in my face before, he's gotten in some of my friends' faces. We never ended up having to fight him, but this is a real volatile fucking guy, okay? Let's leave it at that. This volatile guy goes through the crowd, uses the bathroom, comes out of the bathroom, there's a mosh pit going on, okay? Somebody shoves him. This motherfucker does not know anything about punk rock. He's never seen a punk rock show. Doesn't understand that like that's just a friendly thing to do. He gets really fucking upset that someone shoved him. So the way that he told the story, I'm gonna try to do the impression really good. He's a Hawaiian guy. He talks pidgin mostly, which like, oh, what you fucker? You know, don't make fun of my accent, but it was something like this. Okay, I'm gonna try to reenact how he explained to me what happened. He's like, I just finished using the bathroom, man, and I try to go through the crowd, and this fucker just pushes me. I say, you don't just push me, fucker. So I follow him around his little circle of dancing, and I fucking whop that fucker. And it fucking made me laugh. It made me laugh that he did this. He did this motion. I follow him around his little fucking dancing circle. Because in the pit or whatever, they're like going in circles, like shoving each other. And it fucking made me laugh that he's like, I followed him around his little fucking circle. And oh man, popped him or whatever. It became like this fight or whatever, and it all ended up cool. But it was a story that I had to share with you guys, because can you imagine like what you would think if you've never seen punk rock before? You're already on edge, you already kind of want to fight everybody, and then you're just walking along and someone shoves you into the fucking thing, and it's just like he literally had no idea. I told him, I said, listen, bro, if someone shoves you and shit, it's kind of like a friendly thing in their little like their culture. I had to explain it to him like he had never fucking, like I was explaining like an African tribe in the fucking middle of the fucking forest or something. It's like, listen, bro, when they shove you like that, it kind of means like it's a friendly thing. It means, that they're being friendly. It's not being a fucking dick to you. He's just like, oh, not where I'm from type shit. It was, I don't know, man. It made me laugh a lot. Just the story. Second bar story. Got in a big argument with this bitch the other day, okay? I'm sitting there, I'm having fun. Me and Ride Dog are always the life of the party. We're loud, we're obnoxious, we make jokes, we fucking, if you're sober and you're around us, we look like fucking complete idiots. But if you're kind of like fucked up too, we're the life of the party, man. We bring the party everywhere we go. We're having a fucking blast. So, we're sitting there, we're having fun, man. We're on Snapchat, like we're out here fucking snapping. Shout out to Kevin, thank you for the 50 likes. We're snapping. We're like, oh, we're out here having fun, whatever. We're at the bar. This shit comes up. Oh, I'm having fun too, man. We're having a great fucking time. We're snapping or whatever. I'm talking to this girl. We're fucking having fun. Like, she's flirting with Ride Dog, flirting with me. We're just having a typical, like, fun, harmless night or whatever. Here's what the fuck happens. Night's about to end, okay? It's about 4 o'clock. We're getting to the point where it's like, yeah, we're gonna have to find a way home. We're out of here. So this bitch, I wish I had my keys. I don't have my keys nearby. I like this watch though. I use this watch as an example. So her back pocket, let me show you this. Her keys is hanging out like this. Like this. Just like this. So I grabbed it like this, said, don't forget your keys. She goes, don't fucking touch me. You got your fucking hands on me? Don't just put your hands on me. You can't just come over here and touch me like that. Touch rubbing on me. And I was like, listen, I didn't fucking touch you, rub on you. I grabbed your keys out and I explained it to her. I explained it to her just like this. I was like, listen, this is like a flirty thing that people do. I'm messing with you. I pulled your fucking keys out. I'm messing with you. Not a big deal. She stands up and she looks across the bar at this other guy. And she tells this other guy, this motherfucker's got his, like, snitching on me. He's got his fucking hands on me. He's rubbing on me. I don't know what his fucking problem is. He thinks he can just touch me. He's all over me. And she's over here snitching on me or whatever. She doesn't know that I know the guy. She thinks that she's just telling this guy to come whoop my ass or whatever. She thinks that that's what's going to happen. He comes over. He walks over. He goes, nah, this is Steve-O. He wouldn't do that. That's not what happened. And then I looked at the bartender. I was like, hey, man, you seen what the fuck happened? He goes, yeah, we all seen what happened. It's not a big deal. Whatever. No one, you're not doing nothing out of line. She's doing this whole big thing about, you just want to touch me? And then I looked at her. I was like, listen, I know what you tried to do right now, okay? You tried to get me in a fight. You tried to pretend that I fucking had my hands on you when you know I didn't. What the fuck would have happened, bitch? I was really angry. I was really upset at this point. So what the fuck would have happened, bitch, if that guy would have came over here and punched me? You'd be fucking happy with yourself? Like, you made yourself into this big fucking victim of, oh my God, someone grabbed my keys. It's the same as if he would have fucking stuck his fucking finger in my cooch or whatever. No, that's not what the fuck happened. I pulled out the keys. I thought, rest assured, bitch, you don't ever have to worry about me touching you ever again. You don't even have to worry about me talking to you again. Because I see these bitches all the time, these fake victims or whatever. And then she started doing this whole thing. Where it was just like, well, I knew that you knew that guy. I was just joking. I was just making a big joke or whatever. And I was like, oh, now that I fucking called you out, your story changes? Now that I called you out on what the fuck you just did, you tried to get attention for yourself by claiming that I did some inappropriate shit. And now that I called you out, and now that I know everybody, like now that you realize that I'm a regular here, I know everybody, now it's some big fucking joke. Now it was all a joke. I said, get the fuck out of here. I cashed out and walked out. That shit was stupid, man. But you guys got to watch out for shit like that. Maybe not so much at the age you guys are at right now, but you got to be prepared for these fucking ladies to blow all this shit out of proportion. And she wouldn't have gave a fuck if this guy came over and we got in a fight. She wouldn't have gave a fuck. She would have felt valuable. That's what these hoes sometimes got to do. Especially if they already got some sort of self-esteem issues. They will create a situation to make them feel valuable. Because she's going to go back home and she's going to tell herself, oh, those two guys fought over me. She's going to tell herself like we fought over, like we both wanted her. Hell the fuck no. No one wanted your fucking ass. I reached in your pocket and grabbed your keys. If anything, if I want to fucking make up a fake story and live in this false reality, I grabbed your keys because I wanted you to get the fuck out of my face. I wanted you to drive home and get in a fucking terrible DUI accident. See that, like you can twist reality to whatever the fuck you think it kind of is, and it would benefit you guys to pick your friends in a way that you know your friends are these kind of non-biased people. And this hoe, man, if I would have gotten a fucking fight, man, that shit would have been stupid, man. It's not even worth it for me. Especially, I've said this shit before. I don't think it's almost very little things I would even do to get in a fight like over a chick, because of situations like this. Yeah, weird fucking situation, guys. I don't know. I'm not trying to be on here just bashing women. Now that I think back about our topics, I've just been doing nothing but bashing women. But who the fuck? Okay, back to this. How do you not know where the fuck you live? I don't want to sit here and bash women, man, but I really, really, really try to avoid those types of women. And same night, the very same night, I met a chick at another bar, and she tried to get my number or whatever. I was like, my name is Steve. You just put me down as Steve. She goes, what's your last name? I said, you know what? Just put me down as Steve-O. I just met you right now. Just put me down as Steve-O. She grabs my wallet, because I have my wallet in my hand. I don't have my wallet nearby either. Grabs my wallet, tries to look at the ID, turns the wallet upside down. All my business cards fall out, like business cards that I have of other people. My business cards, my money falls out. It's on the ground. Like my shit, she just took my wallet, dumped it out. And then she goes, oh, oops, hee. And it's like, okay, now I get it now. You're a retarded bitch. Like there's no fucking respect at all. I told her, don't even take my number. You just dumped my fucking wallet on the ground and fucking gave me a tee about it. I hate them type of people, and I try to distance myself at all fucking costs from these type of people, man. Tee, you're gonna have to pick that up now. Like, what the fuck, bitch? Like now I definitely don't want you knowing my last fucking name. Like these are the type of chicks that think they can get away with all this dumb shit. These are the type of chicks that get in trouble like trying to solicit cops and shit. And I feel like it was just a bad night for me to happen to have run into two of them on the same night. You think that would be, you would hope that would be fucking, statistically impossible, but it wasn't. It was totally possible, and it totally happened. And of course it happened to me, because this is a big fucking metaphor for my life. But I don't know, man. What would you guys do? What the fuck would you do if the chick wanted your number? You're like, Clearly, I didn't really want to spend any time with her. I was just kind of like, okay, I'll give you my number. My name is Steve. Steve-O. Just put Steve-O. No, I need to know your name. Oh my god, bitch. Grabs your fucking wallet, dumps all your shit on the ground, on the dirty ass bar floor. What would you do? Am I out of line for fucking being a little bit upset? I didn't. That bitch never got a call. She never got a text back. I can't stand that shit, man. He's still here. Let's clean that shit up now. Fuck out of here. Before I pull your keys out and so you can pretend I fucking assaulted your pussy. Fucking people, man. You know what? They got fucking... Dudes are the same way, man. You got dudes. Dudes do the same shit. Especially when it comes to this scooters are gay fucking talk. Dudes are the exact same. Dude, you can't just be out there fucking saying gay, man. You can't just say gay. It's fucked up. If I ever see you, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Like, because I said the word gay? Fuck you. Come beat my ass, motherfucker. You can't even listen to the word gay without getting fucking emotionally distraught. You think you can fucking ever hang with me on any level? Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, guys, we are going to officially call this episode a wrap. I will hang out and talk to you guys for a little bit longer. But as far as the YouTube video, we are going to go ahead and start the... our little outro. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of NinjaCast. It's been a little while. Let me know your thoughts on Baby Scumbag. Let me know your thoughts on Skater of the Year. Let me know your thoughts on these fucking... How do you live? How are you able to live? How do you do it? These people that just live. They just live and they don't know where they live. They somehow know how to live. I feel like does someone just tell them, like give them cues like, hey dude, you're gonna have to breathe right now. I know you don't know where you live, but you gotta breathe, drink water, and that's how you stay alive. But you certainly don't. To live in our society, you don't have to know where you live. Nope. That actually made me mad. It makes me mad knowing that I'm gonna get an angry fucking complaint later by a stupid person. I know I am. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on that. And hope you guys enjoyed this. Maybe you know what? Maybe I need to do NinjaCast a little bit more often. Maybe not. Who knows? Hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Kuna Matata, bitches.